Okay, I'm going to try this one again. I had a couple of problems with it and had to take it down, and we're going to try it again. And this is for basically for K-drama fans. Studio Dragon, I'm sure you've all seen their logo on various dramas and that. They are about to celebrate their 15th year. They have right now about 25% of the market in South Korea for their dramas. They are, I guess, with Netflix, one of their major contracts for streaming. They show on TVN. Most of their shows are on TVN. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through the dramas that I have watched, and I'm going to give them a rating. My high rating will be 5. And just give you a little bit of my opinion of them. There are some that I haven't watched, and those I won't give a rating, and I will be happy to read any suggestions from anybody that views this. Okay, so we're going to start out with the first of the on air, and I have to admit these are new enough that I haven't gotten to them yet. So I'm not going to rate these at all, but these are some of their new ones. So 5 that are new right now. Okay, and now the ones that are not currently on air in South Korea, but are streaming elsewhere. Some of these I have seen again, and some I have not. This first row, I have not seen any of these. I've got Unbalanced Love on my watch list. Then we get down to the next row. I've seen Love Next Door, and I'm going to start off with that one with giving it a 5. I liked it. I liked the chemistry between the leads in this. I like the storyline and everything on it. So that one's going to start off with a 5. Serendipity's Embrace, I've just started watching that one, so I haven't watched enough to give it a rating, but so far I'm enjoying it. The Auditors, I'm going to give that a 4.5. I did enjoy that one very much. And here we come down to our next group. There's only 2 on this that I've actually watched all the way through. Queen of Tears, 4.9 on that. Or maybe I will bump it up to a 5. Again, the chemistry between the leads, their acting, was a well-casted drama. Wedding Impossible was a cute little storyline. Trying to think of my rating for that, because 5 is too high, although I did enjoy it. So I'm going to settle for a 4 on that one. Our next, we have Captivating the King. I've watched all but the very last episode of that. I'm not sure why I haven't watched the last episode yet, so no spoilers, please. I'm going to give it a 4. The very fact that I didn't watch the last episode means that I wasn't hanging on what the finale was going to be, and other things just got in the way on it. And I still on my to be continued list. Marry My Husband was very cute. I did enjoy that one. It was a fun little romp. That one I'm going to give it a 4.5. Then we come down to the next one, and I've seen all but The Perfect Shot. Castaway Diva, I was a little bit disappointed on that. I wish they had played a little bit more on the castaway aspect of it, rather than just, jumping in to the diva portion of it. So for that, I'm going to rank it down to also a 4. Twinkling Watermelon was just a fun romp. It was a fun cast on it. Nothing really spectacular on it. I'm going to give it a 3.9. The Chronicles, I've seen all of them. First season was my favorite. But all in all, I did like the storyline, the cinematography, and so forth on it. So I am going to give it a 4. On this one, the only one that I have seen, and that is only a beginning, is My Lovely Liar. So again, I'm not going to rate on that. Studio Dragon has a lot of shows. First line here, The Uncanny Counter. I've seen all of those. Again, I like the first season the best, but I would give them all a 4. Lies Hidden in My Garden. I watched a lot of the teasers of it, but I haven't actually watched the drama yet. The teasers make it look really interesting, so I do expect to be watching that one fairly soon. See You in My 19th Life. I enjoyed that one. I'm going to give that one a 4.5. Delightfully Deceitful. That's going to get a 4 from me. And The Tale of the Nine-Tailed. I've seen all of them. I mean, what's not to like about that fantastic cast they've got? That one's going to get a 4.9 from me. On this one, the only one that I've seen on that is The Heavenly Idol. And I'm sad to say because I was looking forward to this one because of one of the supporting cast members on that. And it let me down. The storyline was kind of flat. The acting I did not think was the greatest. That one is only going to get a 3.5 from me. And here we go to Our Blooming Youth. I've only started that one, so no rating. Crash Course in Romance. That one is going to get a 4.9. Great cast, great acting, great storyline. I have not seen Pong 2. I did enjoy 1. And again, Missing season 2. I have not seen that one yet. Alchemy, again, I've already spoken on that one. Under the Queen's Umbrella. Fantastic. Great cinematography, great story, great casting, great chemistry. That one's going to get a 5 from me. Blind, I've just started watching it. I'm enjoying it, but I'm not at the point to give it a rating yet. Little Women, I was disappointed on it because I don't know why. I kind of expected it to give a little bit more play to the original Little Women stories. But it still was enjoyable, a little bit darker than I was expecting on that. I'll give it at least a 4. And Pong, the first one, Delightful Little Romp, I'm going to give that one a 4.5. And out of this, I've not seen any of the ones on the top. If there's any recommendations on those, please let me know. And then we get down to this. Again, the only one that I have seen is Alchemy, and that one is going to get a 4.9. On this, I've only started watching Eve. I'm not quite sure on it. So I'm not ready to rate it. I haven't seen enough episodes on it, but it's one that I'll find myself drifting away from watching the story. And that's always a sign for me that I'm not liking a drama. Sorry, I've got a cold. Don't you just love the colds in the wintertime? Shooting Star, enjoyed. I'm going to give that a 4.5. The Killer's Shopping List, I wanted to like it because of some of the cast on there, but I got tired of basically the same kind of joke over and over on it. So that one is going to get probably a 2.9 for me. Military Prosecutor Doberman, loved it. Great cast, good storyline. I enjoyed it every week on that one. That one's going to get a 4.5 from me. 2521, I liked it, but I was confused by the ending, if anybody can explain that to me. But I'm still going to give it a 4.9. Ghost Doctor, loved it, loved the chemistry between the cast and that. That one is also going to get a 4.9. On here, the only one that I have really watched over and over, and I have watched it several times, uh, on my own and showing it to others. I'm a 2 p.m. fan, so that kind of explains that. But still, I am going to rate it honestly. I'm going to give it a 4, even though I've watched it multiple times. Melancholia, I'd gotten a lot of good feedback saying it was good, so I started watching it. But again, it was like Eve. It was one that my attention was start drifting away when I was watching it. So it's just on my to be continued list. So I'm not going to rate it yet. Excuse me. Then we've got Jurisan, loved it. Good action on that. That one's going to get a 4. Hometown Cha Cha Cha. What was not to like about that one? Great cast, great scenery, nice little storyline on that one. That one's going to get a 4.9 from me. The Devil Judge, liked that one. Kind of dark, but good casting. And that one is going to get a 4.9 from me. Voice, I like the entire series on that. And I'll give the entire series a 4. My roommate, I preferred the original on this one, but this one still did pretty good on it. So I'm going to give it, I'll give it a 4. I'll bump it to a 4. Doom, I liked, but I was a little bit disappointed in the ending of it. So it's going to drop down to a 4.5. Mine I have not seen. Navarilla. And I'm sure I mispronounced that, but I absolutely love that. If you have not seen it, I highly recommend it. Uh, Great cast, wonderful storyline, really will pull at your heart. That one's going to get a 5 from me. And then we go down to Vincenzo. Loved it. Great cast, ensemble cast. Loved everything about it. That one is going to get a 4.9 from me. 2 I have not seen. Mr. Queen, loved it. I would have liked to have seen a slightly different ending on it, but still liked it. We'll give it a 4.9. True Beauty. Um, yeah, I'll give it a 3.9. Awaken. I've watched it a couple times on that, so just the fact that I watched it a second time, I'm going to give it at least a 4.5. And I've already mentioned the Uncanny Counter. They're going to get a 4 from me. Startup, a 4.5. Great cast, great ensemble cast on there. A storyline that I can identify with. I've already talked about the Tales of Nine Tails. Uh, Record of Youth, I would have liked a little bit more story and less just the character on there. But I will still give that one a 4. Missing, I'm probably going to drop that one down a little bit, and I'm going to give it a 3.9. Stranger 2 I've not seen. I did see the first one, enjoyed the first one. Then we've got Oh My Baby. It's on my list. I have not watched it yet. I know it's an old one, but I just haven't gotten around to that. The King, Eternal Monarch. That's going to be a 4.9 for me. A lot of eye candy in that one. And I'm a sucker for the time travel, different dimension storylines on that. So that one's going to get that 4.9 for me. On this one, Piece of Your Mind, kind of a sleeper one. A lot of people just said, yeah, so on it. But I started watching it because of the male lead on there. And I thought, based on what the story was, they did an excellent job on it. The writers probably could have given it a little bit more attention on that. So I'm going to give that one a 4.6. We'll bump it up just a slight bit. Memorous, I have not yet watched, believe it or not. I've watched many of the trailers on it, and it's on my to watch list. And here we go. Hi, bye, mama. Watched it, liked it, didn't love it. So I'm going to give it a 3.9. The other three I have not seen. Crash Landing. I'm sure many of you have watched that one. A great cast, and we all know the behind the scenes story of that you've made it great, but just the story alone with the ensemble cast that they had, that one gets a 5 from me. Psychopath Diary, another one that I watched because of one of the actors in it. Had a little personal touch there for me. And strange little storyline, but I'm still going to give it a 4.5. Melting Me Softly, that one let me down because I like the male lead on there, but I did not see any chemistry between the leads on that one. So that one's only going to get a 4 from me. Down here, the only one that I have seen is The Great Show, and I would say great show. I like the male lead, did a good job playing an older role than his usual on that. I'm going to give that one a 4. And then we go to Hotel de Luna. Loved it. I'm going to give it a 5. The Watcher or Watcher, it's going to be a 4. Search www, that will be a 4. 60 Days Designated Survivor is a take on the American show Designated Survivor. They did a great job with it, and that's going to get a 4.5. We've already talked about Arthur. I've talked about the Voice series. Save Me, could not get into the first season. No interest in watching the second season. Abyss, cute. I'd give it a 3.5. Her Private Life is going to get a 4.5. Kill It, I love, but I wanted to kill the writers with the ending on that. That's all I will say about that one, but it is going to get a 4 from me. He is Psychometric. Watch that one, and I would say on that one, it's probably going to get a 3.9. And we're going through this fast. Touch Your Heart. What's Not to Like? Great cast, great chemistry. That'll get a 4 from 4.5. How to Publish Love. I knew it as romance as a bonus book on Netflix, and I liked it. It's going to get a 4.5. The Crown Clown is going to get a 5. That is a classic. Encounter, I was a little bit disappointed in the building of the story and the characters on it, but it'll still get a 4 from me. Black, enjoyed it. It is going to get a 4. Revolutionary Love will get 3.9. My Mister, I started watching it, and unfortunately, when I started watching it, it was shortly thereafter that we had the suicide of the male lead, the actor, and I couldn't bring myself to continue watching it. It's on my continue list, and I will get back to it. On this one, My Golden Life, I liked. I'll give it a 4 because this is my first life. I wanted to like it more. I'm going to give it a 3.9. I thought the male lead was a bit wooden. Stranger Loved is going to get a 4. Duel, like that one, 4.5. Circle, 4.5. Chicago Typewriter, absolutely loved it, a 5. Tunnel, like that, a 4.9. Tomorrow with You, a nice little time travel one. And I love the male lead on this, and I'm going to give that a 4.9. My Shy Boss, again, kind of a personal note on there. I adore the male lead. It was fun to see him back in a romantic comedy on this. I'm going to give that one a 5. I talked about Voice. That's going to get my 4.9. Guardian, The Lonely and Great. God, fantastic. Can watch it over and over and never get tired of it. That gets a 5. Legend of the Blue Sea. Lee Min Ho made that blue coat in that one scene seem the sexiest thing ever. Great little storyline, funny, and that's going to get a 4.9. Entourage, cute, but not really my cup of tea. Kind of a remake of The American. That one's only get a 3.9. K2, kind of underrated. A lot of people panned the female lead on that, but I think she played the character just as the character was written. And then we've got Bringing on Ghost, again, a 2 p.m. one that I had to watch. I'm going to give it a 3.9. Cheese in the Trap, I thought was overrated. It's going to get a 3.9. Oh My Ghost, a 3.9. Hello Monster, 3.9. A lot of 3.9 on these ones here. I've not seen any on that list. Top Row, I haven't seen any, but Dr. Frost does look interesting. My Sing, Incomplete Life, is going to give that one a 5. Excellent ensemble cast. Secret Hotel, 3.9. The Three Musketeers, I Want My Time Back. I had high hopes for that one. Great little cast, but disappointing storyline on that one. That one's only going to get a 3 from me. It's All Right, This Is Love. I liked it, 4. High School King of Savvy, going to get a 4. The Quiz from Gods, all of them, I'm going to give it a 3.9. And Which is Love, absolutely loved it. I love the older woman, younger man storyline on there. Cute little story. It's going to get a 4 from me. Emergency Couple, loved. That's going to get a 4. In Need of Romance 3, I have not seen. The others I've seen, and I would give them probably a 4. Who Are You? I liked, again, 2 p.m. On that. Like the storyline on that, and that's going to get a 4. Dating Agency Cyrano, that one will get a 4.2. Monstars, that one is going to get from me a 4.5. On this one, the only one I've watched all the way through is 9 Time Travel, and I'm going to give that a 3.9. And then we go here. I have not seen The Virus or any of those. I've seen the Vampire Prosecutors 1 and 2. Love them, and they are going to get a 4.5 from me. Queen and I love the time travel, time swap ones, and I like this one, 4.5. Again, I mentioned the quiz, and I love Lee Talley. I'm going to give that one a 3.9. In Need of Romance, that one is probably going to get me a 4. Hero, that one is going to get a 4.5. And those are the last ones I have seen. So with that, I am going to close out. There are a lot more, but I am on a time limit here. I kind of went speeding through here, but I would appreciate your comments on any of these as to what your opinion was. And with that, good night and peace.